Good morning. Today we're going to be talking about congruency of body motion when the club is swung. One of the miracles of the human body is that it's perfectly connected through the bones, ligaments, tendons, and muscles to when one part of the body acts, it causes a reaction in all other parts of the body. Golf is one of the most natural body motions you can have. However, what happens to us is because we've spent most of our life with our arms and hands in front of us like this, we tend to want to swing the golf club more with our arms and hands. When that happens, the body moves with lack of congruency, so you'll pull back with your arms and hands and the weight will shift and the body will turn abnormally. If you start to think about your shoulders turning and the whole swing being driven by the shoulders, you're going to realize that as the shoulders come back, the hips will turn back automatically, the left knee will kick in, the weight will shift naturally to the right side as the shoulders turn, and at the top of the backswing, you'll be in perfect position with your head over the ball to release coming down. Then as you come down from the backswing, automatically the hips will open up, the knees will drive through, the big right toe will push, and then the club will be released through the arms and wrists to a full extension position, going through to the top of the backswing and following through to what I call the Rory McIlroy finish in that position. All of that happens very naturally. It's not something you have to force. It's not something you have to think about. And therein lies the problem. So what we tend to do in golf, this is the psychology of it. The game of golf is 50% physiology and 200% psychology. So when we try to push the club through, we overswing. So the swing becomes incongruent and we force it. When we force the swing, the weight will fall back instead of going through. So what we want to try to do is we want to try to let the swing happen rather than make the swing happen. So we set up, turn from the shoulders, and swing the club through. You'll stay in perfect balance, and all of the levers in your body, shoulders, hips, knees, feet, big right toe, arms and wrists, will all connect at the moment of impact. You'll then get maximum ball flight with very little energy and effort expended. If at any time in your golf swing you start to feel a sense of oomph, I call it the oomph factor, you have overswung. I'm going to pick this up with a little bit more information on how these parts of the body work in the next segment of this video. Now what I'm going to show you in this next segment is we're going to be using a golf ball, and in this case a wiffle ball. I highly suggest that you learn how to practice with wiffle balls for several reasons. Number one, because the ball won't go far, your thought transfers will go over to letting the ball get in the way rather than trying to hit the ball. You can't hit it far, so you won't try to hit it far. Going to a driving range, you'll focus on the 300-yard marker, and your thoughts will be to try to swing as hard as you can. After you buy a big bucket of golf balls and prove to yourself that you can't reach the 300-yard marker, you'll go buy another big bucket and try it all over again. The other advantage of practicing with wiffle balls is that you'll be able to practice in the convenience of your backyard. It's never good to practice too much. Practice every day consistently for about 15 minutes is much more effective than practicing for 2 or 3 hours. Your body will go into muscle fatigue and you'll lose your coordination. So I highly recommend you use wiffle balls. With the driver, when you tee the ball, the middle of the ball will come to the top line of the face of the driver. That would be proper ball height. So remember that, it's a very useful thing. Buy 2 1/4 inch tees, not the big giant tees. If you put a 2 1/4 inch tee barely into the ground, it'll hold the ball almost perfectly at the right height, and you won't break as many tees. So you'll save a lot of money, so you'll be able to come out and take more golf lessons. Only kidding, of course. I'm always here to help you in any way I can, including saving as much money as you can on the game of golf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up to this ball, and I'm going to make a nice fluid, congruent swing. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of swings where I've overswung, so you can see that. So we're going to set up, get a good posture, and then trust the swing. Use the mantra, back and through. Back and through. And the ball, you'll find, will go straight down the line with no difficulty at all with a slight draw. That's the ball flight you want. In the next segment, I'm going to show you some of the faults in a golf swing. So we'll pick up from here and talk about what the swing would look like if you overswung. On this next swing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the body motion would look like if you swung too much with your arms and hands instead of from your shoulders. And you'll see the difference from shoulder turn into what we call shoulder rotation. So if you swing too hard, first thing you'll do is take the club back too quickly. That'll put your weight off balance, and it's going to start your shoulders into a rotational motion this way rather than a shoulder turn that way. So what we want to try to do is accentuate the shoulder turn, not a shoulder rotation. So you're going to see this very clearly as I try to hit this ball. So we'll pretend for a moment that I don't understand a golf swing, and I've had the club in my hand maybe for the first time, and I want to hit the ball over that 300-yard marker. You'll see the difference in the swing. It's quite awkward. It's also very dangerous for your body. You're going to torque your body in the wrong directions. A golf swing is not dangerous if it's constructed properly. It is dangerous if you overswing. So I'm going to set up. So I'm out there now. I'm going to hit that ball. I'll show you the posture many times I see for someone who hasn't had any golf lessons. They are ready to hit that ball. They want to hit it as far as they possibly can, and they're waggling and they're getting ready to hit that ball, and then with all their might, they try to hit the ball. And they fall back, and their body rotated, and they miss the ball. The reason they miss the ball is not because they didn't keep their head down. That's a total misunderstanding. So a lot of times people will tell you to keep your head down. You can't do that, because if you try to keep your head down, you will never be able to go into the Rory McIlroy finish. Your body will be restricted. So you have to let it go through, and then you'll automatically come into this beautiful balanced position at the end of the swing. So we'll check that out. We'll do one more swing for you and show you one of the other errors. Because we're trying to hit the ball, we tend to what's called come over the top in a chopping motion like this, rather than a sweeping motion like that. So here's what that one looks like. And the ball will go up the toe straight to the right. So I don't want to demonstrate too much of this because you'll get a visual image of what not to do. But I did want to point it out so you see what overswinging really creates. We'll pick this up a little bit more, and I'll give you some final swings and thoughts to think about as you're learning how to swing a driver. Right, in this final segment, I want to talk about how you get power. People come to me all the time and they ask me for how can I get more distance, how can I get more power. I assure you it's not by trying harder. It's the law of least effort. When you are congruent, you are creating a leverage system through your body, shoulders, hips, knees, feet, big right toe, arms and wrists, all connecting right at the moment of impact, right here. And when I stop action that, you can see how all those levers I just talked about connected right at the moment of impact. That's creating maximum club head speed. That's what you're looking for. But it's effortless maximum club head speed. It's not mentally imposing on the ball. You cannot impose on a golf ball. The golf ball is designed to go straight. We make it go crooked. We make it go crooked because we're over-exaggerating what we're trying to accomplish. It's simple as that. So when we let the club swing instead of making it swing, and we become process-oriented, this is so important, I can't overemphasize it, that you're process-oriented, not result-oriented. If you have in your head that you want to hit the ball into the middle of the fairway, I assure you, it will not go into the middle of the fairway. You will impose upon the ball. If you allow the club to swing instead of trying to make it swing, the club will come square to the ball and the ball will go straight down the middle of the fairway with a slight draw. It's so easy, it's ridiculous, but we make it hard. Remember that. So I set up to the ball, square to my target. That happens very naturally. We'll talk about that more in future videos. Square to the ball. We take it back. We're going to use the mantra every time. Back, set, through. Back is the beginning of the backswing. Set at the top and through the ball. Think your way through the ball. Here we go. Ready. And always, before you start the swing, say ready. I constantly see people who start swinging before they're ready. Look down at your target the last time and then allow the ball to go. Ready, back, set, through. And the ball will go straight down the middle with a slight draw. It's that simple, folks. So check in for our next video. I'm doing a whole series of videos now wrapped around the blogs that I have on my website. If you go to goingforit.com, you'll come up with my website, and every month I'm writing a new blog on power lessons from the heart of the game. Check them out. They're pretty good, and they're going to help you understand the mental part of the game. Thanks a lot for viewing. I'll see you next time.